Hi, if you want to learn how to network on the world's largest business network, LinkedIn, stay with me. Hi, and welcome to howtobecomingprofessor.com, the web show to learn from proven professors and experts. I'm your host Stefan, and today we're going to learn how to network effectively and more efficiently offline and online. For that purpose, I've invited a very special guest. His name is Carlos Los Silva. He's a serial entrepreneur and a business consultant. Carlos has created wealth for his businesses and clients for over a decade. He gained valuable marketing experience through his position as Vice President of Digital Marketing and PR for NEC Integrated Solutions, where he was able to use his marketing strategy to grow the company from a regional company to an international company that has completed projects throughout the US, Central America, and Europe. Los Silva was inspired by the work of Gary Vaynerchuk, going after his dreams and passions with no budget, employees, or assistants. He created an internet marketing business which successfully helped other companies with their online marketing needs. This past year, Carlos launched an online learning company, knowledge.ly, which was created to provide online media training to businesses and was featured on appsumo.com and is currently used at several universities, including Baylor University. He also has developed hiredinaweek.com to help job seekers become more inept at online job hunting. And he has also recently co-authored Local Marketing for Busy People. Carlos is currently a partner at Digital Ventures. The website is digitalventures.co. Starting his career in the family business, Carlos envisioned life as a rock star, but later realized a career in marketing was a more realistic goal. So Carlos has been self-taught in the principles of management, marketing, and entrepreneurship, and he continues to learn and give back to others and his community. His vision is to help every entrepreneur and company create a successful business. Alrighty, Carlos, thank you so much for taking your time. Obviously, you have a lot on your plate, so it's really a tremendous honor to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
All right. Okay. So today we're going to talk about networking and the power of networking. And this is a topic that we are all hearing about all the time, and everybody says networking is important, but really nobody is able to provide specific and actionable recommendations on how to do it the right way. So we're going to talk about networking generally, and also generally in offline, and also specifically online. Carlos, first and foremost, I'd like to ask you, what happens if people neglect and ignore networking? What kind of disadvantages can they encounter professional-wise?
I think you are limiting yourself to the growth of your business if you are not a good networker. I think networking is literally the fastest way to skip 100 steps. You don't have to learn all these magic tools and different things on the internet. You can just network, create your positioning and branding, learn from other people through mentoring without even having oftentimes to pay for it, and build your business with networking, because it's honestly what has taken, it's honestly what's done everything for me.
All right, okay. Sounds logical, isn't it? I mean, you know, in Austria specifically, we have the term, it's called vitamin B, or it would be translated in vitamin R, the vitamin for relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And politicians, and if you have a father who is successful, then in most cases the son is also getting a good internship or a good job and so forth. And there is, I don't want to call it a myth, but there is an attitude that people want to achieve it by themselves, right? They want to get forward by themselves without relying on others, without their contacts and so forth. What do you say to this notion?
I think I totally understand it, because people don't want to essentially be helped, and entrepreneurs, we all think we can do it all. but it's not true. And once you accept it and you look for strategic partnerships and strategic relationships to help you in what you're not good at, you'll be able to increase your business and your business knowledge because you start learning from different people that are at or above your level.
All right, okay. So there is no moral hazard, right, to ask people for help?
No, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
No, nobody's perfect. If everybody was perfect, we'd have a perfect world. So.
All right. Okay, let's get very specific. How can people boost their networking skills? Is there something like a networking blueprint?
I don't know if there is such a thing as a networking blueprint. I was actually going to create a course on that a little while ago,
right.
But I didn't know if too many people would want to learn on it. So I do a little bit of consulting on it. But the number one thing is being open and not really focusing on yourself, rather focusing on just building relationships. You have to go in with a concept, say, I want to connect with you because you are the owner of XYZ company, but I'm not going to go and approach you, hey, I know you own this company, so I want to do this with you. You're going to get your door slammed. You know what I mean?
Right.
The best way to do it is to go in, see how you can help, ask questions, just really have nothing to do about work. Right. And through that, work will come up. And then you'll start to talk about work and you'll start to see where you can assist somebody, or if you have a particular skill that you might be able to help people with, and they might say, well, yeah, I'm having a problem with this. Oh, well, I know a guy, or I can help you with this. And so you start building those relationships by helping. And so you're really more building friendships rather than running around and just building little relationships that'll help you for a little amount of time, because then that's all you're going to get. You're going to get, yeah, sure, here you go. Then that relationship is soured or gone. And if you build friendships, people will just do things for you because you're friends.
Right. Okay. I mean, how do you approach influential people and really big shots? How do that?
Honestly, I do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, and I do a lot of stuff on Facebook. It's pretty easy with social media nowadays. You know what I mean? Another great way is we have a show where we're connecting with a lot of growth hackers from startups, and that's very difficult to contact those guys. But when you have a web show like you do, it's easy. It's an easier way to go in. So you can have a show or a podcast, or you could just be saying something like, hey, I'd love to do an article about you. I'd love to interview you just for something that I'm writing. Or, I noticed that you wrote this article, or I saw you on this podcast. I thought it was great. How can I help you? Or is there anything else that you might have that you put out there that I can start reading and things like that? And then people just start approaching you. You know what I mean? And you just start building those relationships slowly. That's how you would network if you're just trying to build relationships. If you're looking for a more direct way to get business, if you have a local marketing business or something like that, then I would just use LinkedIn, and I'd be more strategic about it. I would do research on people, the brand, what I'm trying to achieve, and I would go in there basically with a strategy, say, hey, I noticed that you are from company XYZ, and this is something that you guys have been working on. I'm able to help with that. I'd love to see if I can take 5 to 10 minutes of your time, and then try to take that to a phone call, Skype session, or something like that, where basically you're not really pitching, but you're starting to, get your concept across to the person.
Okay, got it. In what way is networking offline different from online?
Online, I would say it's easier. A lot of people get shy offline. So when you're offline, you might be seeing someone that you see all the time online, but you don't want to approach them. So offline, there's less of a barrier. You can just send an email, you can just send a Facebook message, you can even send a tweet to somebody, telling them something's awesome, linking them to something, and just laugh at something that you saw them say on Twitter and kind of start a reply conversation through that, and then see where things can go. It's really about being genuine online, but it's also, it actually turns into being the same thing offline. Being genuine, just having relationships. I started off years ago going to networking events, and I wouldn't even go to the event. I would just stay at the bar because that's where everybody would be. So I built a lot of friendships through that, and it's helped me tremendously in my business. A lot of those guys are my partners now, and it's grown to be a great help. And so I go to a lot of networking events. So if people are interested in doing more offline connecting, that's where you're really going to get something to grow your business. Online, we can all talk and we can all have great conversations, but offline, when I'm communicating with you as a person and we're really sharing a couple of moments, it turns into a deeper relationship.
Okay, I mean, Carlos, you seem to be a very open-minded guy and a person who's very approachable at the same time. But what kind of advice can you give to a person who is rather shy?
For somebody who's shy, I would really try to say to just try to break over that barrier. It's a hump. It's a mindset issue. You think that you're shy because of something that you feel inside. So just try to let that go. Try to start feeling good and positive about what you have to offer, and what you're giving this other person as a gift, because your relationship is a gift to them. The relationship that they're giving you is a gift as well. Whether it comes in a project or just helping, personal development, relationship, friendship, whatever it turns into, you're both sharing something. So don't be shy. You have something to offer. If not, you wouldn't want to connect with that person. So just go ahead and do it. It's not going to hurt. And if you do get shut down, that's fine. There's a million people around there that you probably want to connect with. So just send another message, send a message to someone else. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, you have to ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Nothing's, yeah. You just have to try. A lot of people fail. I work with a lot of people that fail because they haven't really tried. You really break it down to the next step, and they're not willing to take that next step. Or they are, and they put an hour, even 2-3 hours into it, and they're like, it didn't really work for me. I'm gonna go. And that's not how it needs to be. You need to focus. You need to take some time into building relationships and look at it as like, you know what, I'm going to build these things out this year, and I'm going to take some time and I'm going to try to connect with people more and more. Bloggers are easy people to connect with. Everyone's really, for the most part, easy to connect with, because for the most part, I like to think everyone's a nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Let's talk a little bit about online reputation. As you might know, it plays a significant role in our digital age. Everyone on the planet is able to Google anyone. And how can we set up and enhance our online reputation with the help of LinkedIn and Facebook? And I guess logically that it's really important before you start reaching out to influencers that you're setting up a nice profile and an impressive, more or less impressive profile of yourself on Facebook and LinkedIn. Do you have any recommendations and thoughts on that?
I think you should have a congruent brand throughout everything. So when people do reach out and they see at least that you're focusing on a few particular topics. Also, if you can build content, whether it's on your own blog, podcast, show, anything that you want to do to build content. You can even nowadays publish your own book with Amazon. So you can start building out your own brand and building out content. Don't worry about 100,000 people seeing it. Just worry about building it out. As that builds out, your brand will go and continue to further itself. It's a process, right. You know what I mean? And so all those things together build that brand congruency. And with Facebook particularly, I would treat it as a business. I don't really go in Facebook and I tell you if I had a sandwich. Sometimes I do. But I treat it more as a business. I talk to people there almost like I would write a blog. I write, sometimes longer messages. I connect with people. A lot of times, a lot of people that are following you, I just have them connect to my Facebook. I don't have a fan page. I could have a fan page, but it would be a lot more management stuff for me, and I have enough stuff going on. So I just connect with people in a more genuine way through my own personal Facebook, but that means that, I treat my Facebook the same way I would treat my LinkedIn, which is more in a business way. Okay,
that's interesting. In what way? What I've discovered many times is when people who are in the public space and who have a large following, they are also posting rather personal stuff on Facebook and photos and so forth. And why do you think is that?
Because it's another space for them to connect, and it's another place where people are going to find them, to reach out to them, to try to connect. It's not, you can't, when Facebook first started, it was for our friends, It was just this little circle that, hey, I know all these people, but then it grew and grew and grew, and now it just is what it is. There's just over a billion people on there, so you're gonna get people that are interested in you. If you're doing webinars, if you're putting your content out there, people are gonna want to connect with you. They're gonna want to find you. They might find you likable. They might find your content interesting. They might want to learn or consult with you. So they're gonna reach out to you. And before the majority of people will go to your LinkedIn or go to your Twitter, they're probably gonna go to your Facebook, and they're gonna connect with you on your Facebook. So as a publisher and someone that publishes things online and things like that, you understand that it's another place where you have an audience. So you can share different things because we're all human. And so to share special moments or different things like that on your Facebook page is totally normal nowadays, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, Carlos, thank you so much for sharing so much valuable information with our audience. I'm trying to wrap this up. In the first part of our interview, Carlos explained that what happens to people who do not network, and basically you're limiting yourself from opportunities, from business growth, and so forth, right? So there's really, and especially for people who are rather shy, there's nothing you can lose, right? So get out there and reach out for people. And what is also really important is to try to help people generally. Yeah, do not ask them beforehand for a favor, but try to assist them or try to become a friend to them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and in the second part of the interview, Carlos shared with us what we all can do to network in a more strategic manner, offline and online. And in the final and last part, Carlos got very specific and explained step by step how we all can use LinkedIn to enhance our online reputation and reach out for the influencers in our industry and/or research field. All right, okay, Carlos, thank you so much. If you guys are as impressed by Carlos as I am, please check out his 3 ventures. The first one is knowledge.ly. It's an online learning company that teaches you business lessons. The second one is hiredinaweek.com, a site that supports you in the job finding process. And the third one is digitalventures.co. That's an internet marketing company.
Actually, we're doing a lot of rebuilding on digital ventures, so send people to growthhacker.tv if they want to learn how to grow their business.
Okay, growthhacker.tv. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Okay, Carlos, thank you so much for letting us picking your brain. It was a blast, and it was really important that you were so specific in terms of networking and how to build relationships with potential clients and business partners already.
Thanks for having me on. Happy to be here.
Thank you.